What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Breakfast with Perkins. I am, of course, your host, Perkins. I know it's been a while, but I am back. You know, what do you want me to do? You know, like I said in the last episode, when it's nice outside, I don't want to be inside shooting stuff, editing stuff. So now it's starting to cool down and all that stuff like that. Not to say that the weather is going away. It's still very nice outside, but it's getting out of the 80s, more into the 70s and stuff like that. So, but like I said, once it cools down, I will be back, and here I am. And I guess we got a lot to catch up on, you know? I guess it depends on, you know, what well you drink your news water from. But first off, I'll also go ahead and say this. For Iowans, the Iowa State Fair just got over. If you're in Iowa, obviously, the Iowa State Fair is that's an outing. That's now, of course, you're going to get different views on, you know, the fair and people liking it and not liking it. East Siders that don't like the fair tend to hate it because that means their commute and streets are completely clogged up full of shit. Everyone else loves it. Some people hate it because of the prices. Fuck all that. I love the fair. I look forward to it every year. I went the most times. Usually I go a time or two and I'm good. I went 3 times this year. Loved it. Had a great time. It was good. It was hot. It was sweltering. The first day I went would have been, I forget what day of the week it was, but me and my mother went super early. So we didn't really have to mess with any of the heat. We were in there early, out of there by like 1 o'clock. Got to park close, all that good stuff. It was phenomenal. Second time we went back, I was irritable. Your boy was very, very irritable. It's all jumbling together. I forget what time it was, but yeah, the second time I was very irritable. Just was over it. Hot, humid. It was like, the real feel was like 104. Humidity was at like 80%. If you live in the Midwest or anywhere down south, you know that humidity is it's a complete bitch. And then third time went out there, my mom was like, hey, I want some stuff out there. You mind going out? So I went to the fair, I went again. I got her some cookies and stuff like that, and that was a good time. The final day, I figured it'd be swamped, considering, you know, final day, people want to get their fare in while they can. But it was actually really good. The lines were like half as what they used to be. We got to park up close. They didn't even charge us admission. So that was good. That was good. Definitely love the fair. One thing I do like about the fair is people that go to you see people from all walks of life at the Iowa State Fair. One thing I love about the fair is people don't care if they're crippled, got no limbs, they're morbidly obese. It doesn't matter. When the fair happens, people are going. And I dig that. Now that does add for some interesting. You're trying to get to like a walkway or something, and there's someone in a double wide who you can't get around. Also, you know what pissed me off? I got hell for this on Facebook. Coincidentally enough, I only got hell from people that are parents. One thing I cannot stand is you'll see, and this at the Iowa State Fair, you'll see this constantly. You'll see a woman, usually with one on the way, and then she's pushing like a double wide, and then like 2 kids that aren't even in the double wide, and then some guy who hasn't had his balls connected to himself in about 13 years because they're in his wife's purse, and they're just clogging up everywhere you go. Everywhere. A family of 7. Like, what are you doing? This isn't the 1920s. You don't have to hedge your bets on half your kids dying because you need farmhands. Like, there's no need for 5-6 kids in 2025. There's no need for it. Not in the city. Well, really nowhere. But like, I just, that was one thing I didn't understand. I got to sneeze. Yeah. Excuse me. But that was one thing that irritated me. Now I know going to the fair, you're gonna run into that. That's mandatory, you know. But I was just like, there's got to be. And then one thing my mom noticed, which I didn't notice. One thing my mom noticed was there was a woman, and she's holding their kid, and she's like, "Oh yeah, it's time for his nap, or he needs his nap now, or whatever it was." Now, why would you take your kid to the fair? It's sweltering hot. It's absolute hell, climate-wise, on a good day at the fair. Why the fuck would you bring your kid out into this shit where he needs a nap? He's dying of sweat. He can't find any sort of shade whatsoever. What are you doing? What's the thought process there? That's one thing I don't get. But hey, a lot of people, you don't have kids, you don't know what it's like. Yeah, fair enough. I've also never teabagged a bear trap, but I don't think I would need to know what that feels like, or need to do it to know what it feels like. I probably wouldn't enjoy it either way, but that's neither here nor there. And obviously, unfortunately, we did have the passing of Ozzy Osbourne. Obviously, just complete icon. I absolutely loved the guy. I know people get weird. Usually it's people that are heartless or emotionless or whatever. Oh, celebrity deaths. I did cry when Ozzy died. I cried twice. One was kind of over the initial news, and then once when they broadcasted the funeral over it. And I was doing fine until I saw Sharon get out of the little car thing, and then I cried again. So Ozzy, just a hell of a man, and I think we can all agree lived 10 lives in his one lifetime. The thing I did find funny was obviously Hulk Hogan died in the same news cycle as Ozzy, and no one really gave a fuck. It's crazy. You have these two larger-than-life names. Everyone knows the name Hulk Hogan. Everyone knows the name Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy arguably probably has done more off-the-wall crazier shit than Hulk Hogan. Everyone loved Ozzy, though. Not one person had anything bad to say about Ozzy. Hulk Hogan, no one really gave a fuck. Whether it be due to just his in-ring antics and stories you hear about from other wrestlers, or the fact that he was, not the most fond of black people, But yeah, people didn't really care about Hulk Hogan. I couldn't have given a fuck. And I'm a huge wrestling fan. His impact on us, I couldn't have cared less. So, but yeah, Ozzy was a real one. Obviously, my introduction to Ozzy was his show, The Osbournes, obviously, which was him, Sharon, Jack, and Kelly. And that was literally one of the best shows ever. And I remember I told my mom, I'm like, yeah, I'm watching The Osbournes. And she didn't even think anything of it. She was like, oh, some other show. And I was like, yeah, this old rocker guy, Ozzy Osbourne. And she's like, wait, what? The Osbournes, like, from when I was a kid, Ozzy? And then sure as shit, it was the same Ozzy. And that to this day is one of my favorite shows of all time. Hands down. And I think the show, obviously his music career solidified him as iconic, but it was that show that kind of bumped him up into that, we can relate to this guy. Yeah, he's a larger-than-life rock god, but he's also just like a dad trying to raise his kids, or he's trying to get Chipotle burritos, or he's trying to get the TV to work because it's fucking up, or he's trying to find the cat because it's outside. It made him very personal and very relatable, that show. And like I said, he would have been iconic and all that, regardless of he ever had the show or not. But that show really solidified, like, okay, this guy is awesome. We can relate to him. It's just an everyday guy. So that was good. That was good. Another thing that really irritated me, there was a lot of irritation over the last month since my last. Let's be honest, I'm irritated every day. I'm always irritated. That's my coast mode. Irritation all the time. Now, it's never to the point where it hinders my life. I usually am laughing at my irritation because it's so preposterous and out of control. Excuse me. Ooh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit that. But one thing that irritates me, and I feel this, and I've mentioned this before, schools need to, it should be a must. It should be a qualification to even graduate and get a diploma, is learning social cues and reading people and social norms. There's no reason why someone needs to ramble on for a long period of time. Not really so much women, because women, I feel like it's in their nature. That's what they do. They ramble, and obviously the more comfortable they are with you, the more they're going to ramble. So it's like a double-edged sword. Like, okay, you won't shut the fuck up, but you obviously are comfortable with me, so that's fine. Cool, whatever. But a dude, a long-winded man, which I know is ironic because you're currently watching me being long-winded on video format. But a long-winded dude, like if a dude comes to tell me something and it's just long, like, give me the meat and potatoes, man. Give me the TLDR. I don't have time to be deciphering. Or like, there's a guy I listen to, Tom Leykis, which if you haven't listened to Tom Leykis, hilarious guy. I don't believe or agree with everything he says, but he's entertaining as fuck. He was kind of like the, kind of like the Tariq Nasheed / Kevin Samuels before they were even around. And I say he came around early 2000s. Tariq Nasheed was around early 2000s too, I believe. But Tom Leykis was kind of like that pioneer of that whole pickup artist slash red pill movement. I can't stand the whole red pill movement. It irritates the fuck out of me, but because the red pill movement to me is just a bunch of bitter dudes who are wronged by women and don't want to fix themselves in order to be in the position to be chosen. That's what I've noticed, and that's what I feel. You know, 'cause let's be honest, relationships, there's nothing wrong with the relationship. Relationships with the right person is some of the most beautiful things and emotions you can share with someone in your life and all that stuff like that. It's amazing. Finding the right person, that's the problem. But when you find that right person, it's like you make a great dish, your life. And that dish is great, tastes great, everything's amazing, but you're like, it's missing something. It tastes great, I could do this every day, but it's missing something. And then one day you accidentally put, you know, coriander in there, or you put cumin in there, or you put, you know, something in there that you weren't expecting, and you're like, that's what it was missing. That's what the right person is in a relationship. Yes, your life's great. You can live a phenomenal life, great life without it, but when you find that right person, it just accentuates it, makes it better. And I feel like a lot of those red pill guys are just so shut off and hurt that, you know, they just close a whole door, give up on people. Women also do this. I've seen plenty of comments from women do this. I'm never getting in a relationship. Okay, because you've picked the same kind of dudes over and over again, and now you're so jaded and burnt by it that you're shut off to all types of dudes. But you know what? All types of dudes doesn't matter because you go for the same kind. You know what I'm saying? You can't, that's, what did Albert Einstein say? Doing the same thing but expecting different results is idiocy. Or moronic, I don't remember what it is. I'm very tired right now, so bear with me. That's why I'm all over the fucking place. But anyway, guys will call into Tom Leykis' show. Hey, Tom, I got a problem. And it is the most long-winded, you can't even get through it. And people need to work on filler words that like. I got a friend uses like. Anytime she says something to me, whatever it is, it could be 30 seconds, could be a minute, whatever it is, she'll say like easily every 4 or 5 seconds. And I have a new rule: when she gets to 5 likes, I just stop listening. I shut it off. I skip past it. Like, I'm not doing this. And I tell her, I'm like, you need to figure out a way to be more concise with what you're saying, because this shit ain't it. I don't have time to be like, there's nothing of substance here. What are we doing? We're adults. What are we doing? Let's speak properly and get it going. When someone's on their 5th, and this is a meme, but it holds true. When someone's on their 5th, damn, that's crazy. That's usually time to pack it up. That, you know, yeah, maybe they're not really interested in what I'm saying anymore. Tip the hat, grab the suitcase, and get the fuck out of Dodge. You know, I don't know how much someone needs to understand or see from someone to know they're not interested, unless you just plain don't pick up on social cues. I work with a kid who will do that. Nicest guy in the world. I love him. But he doesn't read social cues, and he's the most boring storyteller on the face of the earth. I don't know, but yeah, I feel like reading people and social norms and social cues, that should be a mandatory taught in class. I said that a lot to say, circle back to that. Yes, that should be taught in class. One last thing. Obviously, you guys know I'm a gamer, and I didn't get a chance to try the Battlefield 6 beta. However, that might be the game to get me back into first-person shooters. I don't know yet. I didn't try it. I'll probably just buy it in October, $60, whatever, and go from there. It looks really good. Now, I'm still not sold on Modern Warfare. My 2 favorite first-person shooters of all time were Call of Duty World at War, which was I forget what era that was. Was that the Cold War? And then Battlefield 1, which I believe was like World War I or something. I forget when. I love old-time war. It's just simple, you know. A game with a musket. You know, like old-time war, you know, you put the powder in, you tamp it down. You miss. Like, fuck yeah. Damn it. That'd be a fun game. I know they have games like that on PC. But yeah, Battlefield 6 is looking pretty promising. It's looking really good. I just started playing Schedule 1, by the way. Schedule 1's a really fun game. I like that. getting used to that. I just got the ability to get what they call pseudo, which I think is meth, the meth equivalent, whatever it is. So working up to the Coke Lab, and then hopefully become Kingpin here sometime soon. But I'm having a good time with that game. So also, I'm thinking, just for shits and gigs, great show by the way, think about doing Uber Eats or DoorDash just for a little bit of extra, you know, a little bit of extra cash. Because I have a lot of camera stuff that I want to buy. And I don't know if you guys have seen it, but camera lenses are inexpensive. So figure any way I can expedite the process of having to, you know, pay certain things off over here and do this over here, and I can just get whatever I want, what I want. I think that's I don't know which pays more. I don't know if it even matters. But, you know, I guess we'll see there. But that's everything. That's the catch up. You know, I just wanted to touch with you guys briefly, catch up with you guys, and, you know, see what's going on. Hope everyone's been well. I got literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got a bunch of snack things. I ended up eating 2 of them because they were just sitting there. I got a bunch of those I got to review. I know I say that every time. I got a bunch of snacks. I do have. They're in the pipe. Trust me. I promise. But yeah, it's cooling down, so I think I'm going to get back to these. Not that I'm not going to be enjoying the weather as it cools down, but, you know, I like to be outside when it's hot, so. But that's it. I'll land the plane there. I appreciate you guys. Catch you guys next time. Peace.